starting this year, I don't drink water that has added ingredients.
Salt.
Right, chloride. Like Dasani is owned by Coke and it's tap water with added salt and whatever. I don't do anything. Fiji's bottled at source in, what is it called? What islands are they called? I should know this. I read a paper about this, dude. I should know this. Artesian or something. Yeah. Artesian water. There you go. All right, Noah. So welcome to the Improper podcast. I'm Sebastian Georgiou, your host. This is Noah Brewer. Noah, I'm pretty sure 90% of people that are going to be watching or listening to this have seen your ads on my videos.
Probably.
What's up? I'm Noah Brewer, agency. So I think a lot of people know who you are, but also you don't really post a whole bunch on social media. You know, like you have a YouTube channel and this and that, but I don't see you very active on YouTube. So tell people who you are, and if you're comfortable with it, what you own, and then we'll go from there.
So I own 2 marketing agencies. One of them is Primitus Marketing, which is we do Facebook ads for mainly drop shippers and e-commerce in general. And that's kind of like what I surround my personal brand on. Mm-hmm. And then I have this side business that's kind of like symbiotic to that, which is viral e-com ads, which I don't really talk about much on my personal brand. But, you know, like you said, I have my YouTube channel and I run YouTube ads like, hello, why don't any drop shippers, you know, like everybody's seen that ad where I'm stupid close to the camera. And it's hilarious, but yeah, that's it. So 2 marketing agencies. One of them is, I have a partner with it. He does a great job. His name's Anthony. Yeah. And the main one is mainly ran by me, and I have like 13 employees, something like that.
Very cool. Yeah. And so with your marketing agency, you run Facebook ads for clients, and you suggest them to get video ads from viral e-com ads. So one company kind of promotes the other. That's what you mean, symbiotic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And viral e-com ads, I'm sure most of you people watching, you said you don't talk about it on my personal brand. That's why you get me to do it. I've talked about Viral a lot, and Viral is a good brand, dude. It's for what it is. The service is it's cheap, relatively cheap for like the starter videos. I know you guys are offering huge packages now, but and the delivery is fast and they're good ads. I used those ads before and they're pretty good. You know, it's not like you're getting custom content or anything, but it's better than you trying to scour the internet and using like iMovie or whatever.
Fiverr.
Yeah, or Fiverr is even worse, dude.
Yeah.
It's definitely more reliable. So, and that's why I think you guys are doing a good job growing. Did you talk to Anthony, actually? I got into your Google Ads account, right? Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, I got into your Google Ads. We dropped your cost per acquisition like 30%.
Yeah.
On some of the keywords that you shouldn't be paying over for.
Yeah, YouTube ads are, obviously I do Facebook, so Anthony was coming to me like, hey, can you do this? And I was like, nah, like I don't really know what I'm doing, like, but you started the Google ads and we just figured let's let you do it because you promoted the service, you know what we're all about, you know who our market is.
Yeah.
So are you targeting yourself?
No, I'm not actually. We're not even currently running YouTube ads because we had to shut them off because they were so unprofitable. Anthony told me, because whatever, I'm not going to say anything, but before they were very unprofitable and we were trying to make the campaign, the account profitable. And I basically told Anthony, I was like, yo, in order to get better results, we need some better creatives, to be honest, because like the creatives weren't that good. So I was like, I'm just going to shut them off and then like, let's take one step at a time. Like, let's work on creatives. And then, it's the same thing on Facebook. Like if you're getting terrible results, like there's probably better creatives that you could be promoting. So that has a direct correlation. Okay. And also, maybe, do you want to talk about this? But you have like real estate too, right?
Yeah.
You have a rental property and you own a house?
Yeah, so I have 2 rental properties right now and 1 house that I live in, which the one that I live in is beautiful, but I do want to turn it into a rental one day. Probably in like a year and a half, I'll either refinance, keep it, or I'll just sell it because the real estate market here is just, it's going up.
Yeah, it is. And that's cool. But, and how old are you again? 20 years old.
Yeah.
You're young, bro. That's crazy. So tell me how this all started then, because I'm sure you don't run the Facebook ads for your agency, but you know how to do everything that your employees are doing, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So how did that all start? Where did you get your Facebook ad knowledge?
Well, when I was starting out, I was just an agency owner. Like, I don't know if you remember back when like Ty Lopez had his SMMA course.
Yes.
That like most people come into drop shipping, like they see an ad, like here's how do you make $1 million online by doing drop shipping. And, the person that I saw was Dan Henry. And he was talking a lot about like, oh, the way to make real money is doing an agency or whatever. So I came at it from that perspective. And I was just running ads for real estate agents and just doing lead generation like any agency would. And the way that I got introduced to e-commerce was because we actually had somebody that basically had a lot of money, and they wanted somebody to automate the product testing process for them. And we kind of didn't want to in the beginning because we didn't really know what we were doing. Like never ran our own stores or anything like that. But, he insisted that we took the money that he paid us and paid a mentor, which was Mark, and he kind of taught me how to do ads for this other person. So I essentially got free mentoring like when I was first starting out. And we ended up doing around 25 to 30K in sales for that client in the first couple months. Oh, wow. So it was kind of a weird introduction. Like I honestly didn't even want to do e-commerce because I was trying to generate leads for like real estate agents, network marketers, stuff like that. But this guy was just like so nice. He was willing to pay for my mentoring. Like, how could I say no? Yeah. And it ended up working out pretty good. And then from there, we just kind of like said like, hey, this is like the first thing that we've done that we've actually made a little bit of money on. And we just decided to get another e-commerce client, replicated the same exact thing that we did with the guy before. And it literally popped off. Like we took him to 1,000 a day, like in the first month. And then, we took on the third, which the third client was Patrick Diaz. I don't know if you've heard of him, but we took him to 5K a day in 30 days. So that was the turning point for us where we were like, okay, e-commerce is the way. Like screw real estate agents, screw network marketers. We really just want to implement the methods that I learned from Mark with more clients so that we can make more money.
And this was when? What year?
This was early 2018.
Okay, so that's when all of this started.
Yeah, so the first client I took on in like September, November of 2017. And then I took on the second client January 1st, actually. It was like on the very first day of 2018. And then by March, I had taken 2 stores to 6 figures, and I had like 4 or 5 clients.
Got you. So you started off as an agency. I actually didn't know that. Most people, it's more traditional. It's like drop shipping or whatever. And
yeah, like they buy a course.
they start like with just running ads for themselves, and then if they make it, then they go and like do an agency. But then I guess at the same time, there are people that, SMMA was pushed really big, like drop shipping was too at one point, and so I'm sure like a lot of people were doing it. But yeah, interesting. And so you have started stores of your own then, right? Like you've drop shipped and you've had brands or no?
I did one with my girlfriend, which she's been working with the agency for a while, so we're just like, screw it, let's do a store together. And we did 100,000 in sales probably in like 2 months, just with it was like a ceiling light product. It was pretty cool, but I'm gonna be honest, I hated like every single minute of it. Like the actual marketing part of it, I loved because that's like what I do. Like with Facebook ads and even a little bit of the customer service and stuff I was helping with, but everything else about e-commerce and dropshipping is like the root of all evil to me. Like I hate fulfillment. I hate customer service. I hate just knowing that you have like hundreds of people out there that bought from you and you made like $50 on each person. Like it coming from the agency perspective where like our value per client is like thousands of dollars. It was just like very nerve-wracking to me to think that we had hundreds of customers that, weren't really happy because our fulfillment wasn't 100% set up. So since then, I have done more stores on my own, but they don't last long because I'm just like, screw this. Like, I don't want to do it.
So you don't like drop shipping because you don't feel like you're giving the customer enough value, and that doesn't like sit well with you?
I mean, I would say it's more like the reason I do the agency is, for one, it's short-term cash. Like I can get a client right now and make my money right now. And with drop shipping, it's more you kind of find a winning product, you scale it a little bit, and then you kind of have to reinvest your profits. It's more of like a medium-term thing. So I like the agency because it's short-term cash. And one of the things that I don't like about drop shipping and e-commerce in general is, like I said, everything else other than the marketing is just terrible to me.
So you just get excitement from the marketing, and that's all.
Yeah, because like
else is just terrible.
That's kind of what I was bred into, and honestly, that's why I'm not like super duper into managing my real estate. Like I hire a real estate manager because I just like dealing, like getting the deal, closing on the deal, like the excitement of it all. And yeah, marketing is like easy to me. You know, it's like, it's just kind of like natural, and everything else is just bleh.
Yeah, I got you. So I'm in a similar boat with you where I've started off like I guess not that I started off, but I did drop shipping, and I wasn't the biggest fan of drop shipping or e-commerce either. I agree with you that it was always something when I was doing it that I wanted to eventually, like in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, I'm going to make money so that one day I can not do this. That was like my mindset with it. But the agency now, dude, the agency's dope.
Yeah.
Because especially for like my clients, we take on like some decent sized clients. And so like we bring them a lot of money in Google Ads. We make them a lot of money. We improve the legitimacy of their business and stuff. And I'm also making relationships and connections with smart people.
Yeah.
You know, like people that are running multiple 7-figure businesses per year. So it's like, I feel like that's way more advantageous, like way better, because you're making great relationships. But at the same time, for anyone listening, I did drop shipping, and that's how I got like more skills and how I got more confidence to like do the Google Ads and stuff like that. So
yeah.
But agencies they're just two different.
On the other hand, there has been times, like I had one client, Brooks, which he did 2.1 million in probably about 6 months, where I'm just like, fuck.
Like, where you're like, maybe I should go back.
Yeah, like I think the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Which I do want to get into actual like brand building. I'm working on the systems to fully automate everything with that. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I would do drop shipping myself, just because like I have the money, I have the resources, I have the team to basically automate the entire system and like build real brands. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there have been times in the past where I was like, did I mess up by going the agency route? And it's like, eh.
Yeah, I agree. The grass is probably always greener on the other side, but I mean, yeah, there's definitely more of a cap to like, or not a cap, but like a of how fast you can grow type of thing, versus e-com where you can just scale super fast. But there's a lot less issues with the agency. Like you don't have to worry about processors,
Filipino VAs,
or refunds, or like just a lot of shit, bro. Like I feel like so much more can go wrong with e-com. It's a lot less stressful in my opinion, but slow and steady growth. So dude, you're 20 years old, but like you're wearing this nice watch and you're telling me you have these teams and you're like closing the deals. Like you would, if somebody wasn't watching this video and didn't know you were 20, they would probably assume you were much older. Like where did this all come from? Like how did you become so like financially and like savvy so fast? Like when did this start? Like when you were a kid or something?
Yeah, like 10th grade, high school. I always liked money. Like I would do like little chores around the house, $5, $10, and save up and just buy something like really, really nice. Like a $500 BMX bike that I bought when I was like 10. Like I just did chores to save up. So one of my friends basically was like, hey, you like money? Read this book. And it was a book on the stock market. And like before this, I had no idea that it was even possible to make a living other than just getting a job, right? Like I was just young. My parents are like the definition of average people with jobs. And so I took this book, I read it, and I was like, wow, this is how you actually make money on your own. And I looked up and saw Timothy Sykes, and this is back in, I don't know, 10th grade. I don't even know what year it would be, probably 2015, 2014, somewhere around there. Basically for an entire year, I studied stocks. And obviously I was young, I was stupid, I had no idea what I was doing, but I just got like really infatuated with this idea of like being self-employed. And, you know, by the end of it, I realized like what is all this time that I'm spending? What does all this matter if I don't have any money to put into the stock market? So, you know, I put in all this effort to learn as much as I can about stocks and all this to become self-employed, but then I realized I had no money. So then I was introduced to network marketing, which network marketing, if you don't know, it's like MLM, basically pyramid scheme. Yeah. Some of them are legit, some of them are not. I didn't join it, but that basically, you know, they told me like, okay, here's how this works. We have this product, you sell the product, you make money. And I said, okay, so I can sell products and take that money and put it into the stock market. That was kind of my overall introduction to business as a whole. And I was probably 15 or 16 at that point. Mm-hmm. And I met my first millionaire at the network marketing event too. Like they kind of bring you into this big room and surround you with successful people and just like, hey, if you want to be successful like these guys, join the MLM or whatever. So I saw it, right? Like I saw people pulling up in Beamers. Like I never really was introduced to this lifestyle before. So I was instantly addicted to business and started reading about it and watching Grant Cardone and who else was big at that time? I don't know. Dan Lok was like coming up in sales.
Oh yeah, Dan Lok. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so Grant Cardone, Dan Lok, Gary Vee was prominent, but he wasn't as big back then as he is now. I think it was more like Grant Cardone for me, and everybody was saying sales. Learn sales. Learn how to sell. So instantly, just by default, I tried to learn how to sell. I started a web design business, trying to build websites for small businesses, and that sucked. It didn't work, but
Where did you try to sell those?
Oh, geez, this was when?
No, where? Like how? Like what domain?
I tried cold calling, like just finding leads online, and I also was working with Dennis, which he was getting me lists to call, and we would go to fairs. Like we'd go to fairs and go to the booths, the people that set up there that had businesses, and we would basically just, it was so cringy. We were young, just walking up to them like, hey, you want a website? And it never worked. That's kind of like where we found Dan Henry, and he was like his ad was insanely like targeted towards us. It was crazy. He was like, do you have a web design business and you can't get any customers? And I was like, yes. And he talked about how instead of doing web design, you need to do Facebook ads, because web design is like a one-time payment. You kind of just get paid like $1,000 one time, whatever, and then Facebook ads is an ongoing service, so we can actually get monthly revenue essentially. Mm-hmm. So we bought his course for like $30 off of some ghetto website that, yeah, I still owe Dan Henry $1,000 for that. So, but if we did, because that's all we could afford, and that taught me the initials of all the Facebook ads, building ClickFunnels, doing targeting, retargeting, like all the basic foundations of Facebook ads I learned from there.
Interesting. And I wanted to say, like, I feel like you relatively quickly went from getting into all this to like actually doing really well. Like, did you have like huge failures or anything like that besides your like web design business? Because I think most people probably just, maybe like, what do you attribute the speed in which you were able to get all this at? Like,
Mark.
What?
Mark.
What's that? Oh, the guy?
Yeah.
The mentor?
Yeah.
So you think because of him, like, that it really expedited your whole process?
Yeah, 1,000%. Because before him, I was literally jumping from opportunity to opportunity, which Shopify was actually one of the first things that I attempted on my own. I basically just found watches, because it's one of the things that I'm passionate about, on AliExpress, put them up. Took me 2 months to build the website, and I didn't run a single advertisement, and I shut it down. I was like, fuck this, I'm not rich yet. And that was like my attempt at Shopify.
So that's like pretty much everyone's first attempt.
Right,
back in the day.
Just like a cringy watch store.
That's literally, I sold watches
spends
too.
Spends $5 on ads. It
well,
doesn't.
Influencer ads, bro, come on.
Yeah, and I tried affiliate marketing. I tried, like I said, running ads for real estate agents, network marketers. I actually did a blog because I was like really into affiliate marketing. So I did a blog, you guessed it, about watches. It was called Time Admiration. So I was basically writing articles reviewing different watches, and I would put an Amazon affiliate link, and I actually sold one. I ran an ad on Facebook for $5, and somebody bought like a $500 watch from my link.
Oh shit!
And I got like a $12 commission.
There you go.
So I was like, wow, I doubled my money, whatever. And then Amazon actually banned me. Like, they never gave me the commission because I didn't have terms and conditions on my website.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
So, I quit that and then jumped to the next thing.
That's actually a pretty solid way to like market, is to create those like blogs or something, and then you just sell the crap out of those products. But
yeah, but Mark really like hopped in, and he was like, look, if I am going to mentor you and I'm going to teach you, because I was a super cringy introduction business kid. Like, you know how they are. Like, I was super energetic, just trying to get rich as quick as possible. We're all the same. And he was just like, look, I just need you to shut up and just focus on being good at Facebook ads. And, like, if you can just do that for, like, 3 months, because I wasn't lasting more than, like, 2 months in any other business, really. So, yeah, he had, like, a huge influence, and I credit him to his face and behind his back for my success.
Does he live here in Arizona?
No, he was living in Ohio, but then he moved to Florida.
So this is all like over the internet?
Yeah, oh yeah, Skype.
Wow.
I talked to him on Skype 2 times a week for probably 3 years.
Why did he mentor you like that? Were you constantly paying him?
Yeah, so in the beginning, the client was paying him.
Right.
But after a few months of that, we had enough money to just pay him directly. And then we kind of like transferred throughout different deals throughout like the couple years that I was working with him. I think the highest that I paid him in a month was around $8,000. So like once I got more successful, it just, the number kept going up, which wasn't a problem. I was willing to pay whatever. And now I have a mentor that's doing a lot bigger numbers that I feel I can look up to. And Mark let me go because he wants to focus on his own business. And I'm going to be honest, I don't really listen to him that much.
Because you've kind of grown a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're kind of looking for like the next level, I feel like.
Yeah.
So you do have a mentor now.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's really interesting. People ask me if I have a mentor all the time, and I always say no. Like, I don't have anyone to look up to.
Yeah, I think it helps. Like, if you have something, or like if you can find somebody that does exactly what you do, and they're already seeing success with it, then you can just kind of learn their systems.
Well, actually, I kind of just lied, because I'm doing something in real estate right now, and there is somebody that is helping me. My father did real estate too, so it's not like I have these people, like I got to text them all day long, but I guess I do technically have people that are kind of watching me from above.
Yeah.
Making sure I'm not doing anything stupid.
When it comes to mentorship, you have like kind of like paid mentors, and then you have the free mentors, which the free mentors usually are better for like overall advice. And then the paid guys are like really good at like nitty gritty shit. Like, okay, how do I split test a schedule call page? Like your dad's probably not going to tell you that, but the mentor probably will because you're paying him to.
Your dad would probably give you some general overall life financial advice.
Yeah. And I also have non-paid mentors. Like I have a guy, Marco and Bruno, well, 2 guys back in Connecticut where I have my rental properties. And that's one of the reasons I was able to buy property so young is because they basically held my hand throughout the entire process. Mm-hmm. And they were just like, I put my trust into them because they knew what they were doing, or at least that's what I thought at the time. And it ended up working out really well. But if it wasn't for them, honestly, I probably still wouldn't have property.
Really?
Yeah, so like...
I was going to ask, I was like, why did you choose a very traditional route of real estate?
You mean just like buying turnkey?
Yeah, and like renting it out. Yeah, to like one... Like, why not Airbnb or something like that?
Because it's easy, and in my mind, turnkey, like buying a triplex that's already rented out is probably the safest investment that you can make just because... Or this was my thought at the time. Just because it's going to cash flow from day one, and I don't have to do any renovations, which, I don't want to be swinging a hammer around, to be honest.
Yeah. I guess I have a different opinion on this because renovations, and I've had experience with renovating properties, and you can immediately increase the value of it. And so, I don't know. There's a lot of ways to make money in real estate. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So,
which I'm actually looking for a property right now. I'm trying to buy a triplex for around 120, 130,000
on the East Coast
in my hometown. Yeah, which I paid about $210 for both of my triplexes.
Wow.
Not like each, like $210 each.
Yeah. No, that's still super cheap. I feel
it
like.
is.
I mean, right now, I was the other day I was walking in a neighborhood and there was a house for sale and it was like 2,800 square feet maybe. Just nice looking on the outside, and this house would probably go for like $450,000.
Yeah, here in Arizona.
Any other day, and I looked at the price, and they were selling it for $860,000.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was like, that's not $1 million house in Peoria where I live.
Oh.
Literally, bro, it's ridiculous. These houses are like not even 3,000 square feet, kind of renovated in 2010 vibes, like brown cabinets, like the tan floor or whatever, going for $750,000.
Yeah,
it's kind of ridiculous, bro.
I think like long term, like if we're talking over like 5 to 10 years, I think I'm really gonna prosper like in the business world, building agencies like viral e-com ads, permanents. Like I want to develop these into multi-million-dollar a month businesses. But like in the super long term, like 10 to 30 year span, I think real estate is probably the direction I'm gonna go. Just because of the freedom that's attached to it. Like with business, it's like always like it's kind of like a rat race in its own. Where it's like you're trying to grow bigger, you have downfalls, where I feel like real estate, you can really do whatever the hell you want. Like if you want to go buy a property, you can buy a property. If you want to flip, you can flip. If you want to ditch for 3 months and disappear, you're still going to make money. Where like business is definitely not like that. It could be, but not what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I would think it'd be really cool one day to like build an apartment complex or like a high-rise residential building, like like 50 stories and like have a penthouse at the top, and then to just like rent that out, not even sell it, but just like rent out the penthouse for like 10 grand a month. That'd be so much fun. Yeah, and it wouldn't even be that much money. I feel like you could probably build like a high-rise for like $25 million, like a nice up-to-date high-rise.
Probably.
Right? Somewhere around there. And then when you're done, it'd instantly be worth like 60.
Yeah, that's like way above what I have experience with.
Bro, come on. That's 5 years from now. Let's go.
I mean, I see myself getting into like commercials, like triple nets, doing commercial residential, like between 20 and 40 units.
Like just getting a huge piece of land and then just renting out all these spaces commercially, or building out and then renting out each space?
No, like buying existing multifamilies and adding value.
So residential then?
Yeah, residential.
Adding value how?
Increasing rents, making the apartments nicer, making the common areas nicer.
That's probably in the near future for you then?
Probably.
In the next 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I went to school with someone, and their family buys land and then builds commercial lots, like shell commercial units, you know, where it's just like empty, but it's like a unit, and then they rent them out to Starbucks and Long John Silver's or whatever.
Triple net?
Is that what they're called? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot about commercial. But they do very well.
A triple net is like good for, like, you know, Ben Mala. He talks about them all the time. He wants to have all triple nets because it's like they cover insurance, they cover taxes, they cover maintenance. So you basically just own the building, and that's like your only responsibility, and the tenant pays for literally everything. So, you know, for him to be able to retire, that's kind of what he sees as his end game is triple net leases to like Home Depot, Walmart.
Yeah.
Companies like those.
Home Depot would be nuts.
He already has one.
I wonder what the rent is for that.
He just bought a Home Depot.
Imagine saying that you're like, oh yeah, I have tenants, like Home Depot is my tenant.
Yeah, their rent is probably a big bag.
Well, it's probably like some sort of percentage, right? I know in malls charge a percent for each store, like 2% of their revenue every month or something.
Flat rate plus percent.
Yeah, or something like that. Or flat, unless, yeah. Dude, yeah, malls probably make so much money. Oh, my God. Yeah. Do you have any plans to move out of Arizona?
Yeah, I think I want to live in Arizona for a few years at least. I'm like a year in right now. But I think my end game is probably Florida because the ocean, blue skies, it like has everything that I love about Arizona, just with the ocean added to it.
And the crackheads too.
Not where I live. Not where I'm gonna be living.
Why not, bro? Just move to LA. Did you ever have a point in your life where you wanted to go to like Cali and like live the LA lifestyle?
Yeah. So I grew up in East Connecticut. It was literally middle of nowhere. Like nobody in that town makes over $4 grand a month. It's stupid. So the first time traveling, we went to Los Angeles. With like 8 other guys. That's where I met a lot of people. Like I met John there, I met Tanner there. I met this guy Batim there who was really cool. Ended up being a good friend. And I loved it. Like it was crazy. We got this really nice house in the Hollywood Hills with a crazy view, and everybody rented cars like G-Wagon. There was a CLA 45, which was cool. A couple Lambos. I rented an I-8 for a day. So we kind of like got a taste of like the LA lifestyle, as you would say. So I went back a couple months later with my girlfriend, and we kind of just went there for a month to see if we would like actually living there. Because like having a crazy vacation is totally different than living somewhere. And I got to be honest, I hated like every minute of it.
What did you hate about it so much?
The people.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say too. I always say California is so beautiful, like just being there, like physically, it's really nice and the weather's nice. But goddamn, man, those people suck.
Yeah, like I found, I had friends that lived there, and I was trying to hang out with them and whatever, and I just got this really weird vibe, like, oh, if you're not a celebrity, don't talk to me.
It's a very free for all type thing.
It's very weird, and also like I wasn't that smart back then, but now knowing about the taxes, like that alone just steers me completely away from California.
Mm-hmm. Texas is is popping off right now too.
Yep.
They just said no more masks.
But I just traveled to Texas and I didn't like it that much.
What part?
We went to Austin.
Oh, okay. That's where like everyone's saying they go anyway. I've driven through Texas once when I was a kid, so I don't even know what it's like right now. But I know some of my friends are moving there.
Yeah. They
say Texas is a very conservative state, and then Austin is kind of a liberal city. So it's kind of like a good.
Yeah, I mean it was cool, but I was in the city. First of all, I don't like cities at all. I'm more of like either suburban or like countryside. I like it quiet.
No more Suburbans, bro. We're buying land.
I'm gonna go buy like 500 acres.
Yeah.
and build an adult amusement park.
Adult amusement park?
Yeah, it's like one of my goals actually.
What do you mean, like with the roller coasters?
No, like when I'm fully retired. This is actually something cool to talk about. When I'm fully retired, just have a ton of money, whatever. I actually plan on buying probably 1,000 acres somewhere in the middle of nowhere, like with a private lake, like not even a pond. Like I need a full lake, for jet skis and stuff. But I'm gonna build an amusement park for wealthy people, and it's gonna be like a yearly subscription. So it's probably gonna be like $500,000 a year to be a part of the group.
Okay.
Because it's gonna cost so much money to maintain. But, we're talking about having, a garage with every toy that you can think of, like dirt bikes, motorcycles, and, cars, like all the hypercars, sports cars, race boxes, Miatas, and having like a 2-mile racetrack, and having a pool and basically anything that you could ever want, like shooting range. And I want this to be a place where you can go for a week or two or however long you want and just have the time of your life with no rules.
Yeah, and you could even put some like resort style like hotels or something there too.
Yeah.
And like have some like exotic spas or whatever.
Yeah, so
and it could be like a vacation park.
I think that would be more. It wouldn't really be for the money. I think it would probably break even. But I think it would be like 5 or 10 of my closest friends. Like we all just go in, pitch in to cover the maintenance, and we just have this crazy place. Like it's probably one of my dreams to be able to recklessly drive a car with no consequences. And, that's what that racetrack would provide.
You should make like a bumpy area of dirt and give like someone a Crown Vic and be like, go.
Yeah, I mean,
do whatever you want.
There would be no rules. Like we need a lake for jet skis, so you could just take the boat out on your own private lake with no neighbors, nothing going on, and blast music as loud as you want. You don't have to feel guilty about it.
That sounds really fun.
I know.
Honest. And especially the racetrack part.
Yeah, I think it would cost probably about $10 million to put that together. Which is ridiculous, but like if you think about it,
I feel like it's not actually.
It's not really once you consider.
Okay, 10 million is ridiculous for something that you just want to like do. Like you're spending it for fun.
Yeah.
Like you're not spending it like with an intention of making it back or whatever. But yeah, in the future, that's not that bad.
It would be more of like a hobby thing, like live your life to the fullest kind of thing. And I think with real estate, it's gonna compound so ridiculously. Like, how old are you?
22.
Yeah, so like you're starting now, the compounding effect is so insane. Like we can take out a 30-year mortgage and completely finish it, and at the end of it, we can still take out another 30-year mortgage, and we'd be alive at the end of that.
Yeah.
So to think of the amount of time that we have, and the fact that we're starting real estate so young. I don't really think $10 million is going to be a lot.
I completely agree with you, actually. I think, and you kind of feel crazy when you say that, but I honestly don't think it'll be crazy. Because, yeah, dude, no, it won't be. Before 30, absolutely. In real estate assets, I think we both can get there without a problem.
Yeah, well, just the money that we invest, we'd probably be able to do that. Not considering any return at all.
And then maybe you wait another 5-10 years, and then at that point,
because like after 15 years in, every single one of your properties is going to be paid off 30% probably around there, and you're going to be able to do cash out refinances and just pull out like $20 million out of the market like just one day, which you can then take that, like we're talking I'll be 35, and I'll be able to probably pull out 30% of every single piece of real estate that I buy from now to for the next 10 years. And then go do it again. And then another 15 years after that, I'll be able to do it again.
I like that. That scares me of having that much debt. I would like the idea of paying things off completely.
Well, I don't know if you've talked to a lot of older guys that are like 40, 50 that are sitting on, 50 to 100 million in real estate.
No, I haven't.
Like they actually cannot be in debt. Like they just have too much.
Too much real estate?
Yeah, so like most of them, they start out like super leveraged. Like they'll put like as little money down as possible. Like their first $10 million in property, they'll maybe put down like $1 million.
Wow.
Because they're doing, seller financing. They're not always doing 20% down through the bank.
Yeah.
Especially these older guys, because they didn't have the internet to make money. So a lot of them started from nothing. And then just over time, like I said, as you pay down the principal and as the appreciation rolls in and the cash flow starts piling up, most of them have like a 40 to 60 debt ratio, like 60% equity, 40% debt.
Really?
Because they want to keep debt, but it's just hard for them to manage all of that. Because it's just like they have so much equity in so many different properties. So I think it's actually not the worst idea to be super leveraged for the first like 20 years. And then after that, you're probably going to be able to maintain like a 70-30 debt ratio.
Yeah. I think I'm thinking now also like other implications, like just the economy in general, like the value of the dollar and all of those things. And I'm kind of worried about it in our lifetimes, to be honest.
Well, I mean, if you have a shitload of debt and inflation hits hard, it actually benefits you.
Yeah, because
the debt becomes easier. So like if a dollar becomes worth, if $2 is only worth $1, the value of the dollar has changed, but the value of your debt is not going to change.
I don't have real estate. I have land right now.
Okay,
land.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What are you doing with that?
It's a secret.
Okay.
I'm building a house on it. That's all.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Posted it on my story a little bit. But
yeah, I want to build a house because there's a rule with taxes. Once you live in a house for 2 years, you don't have to pay capital gains.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to start building a house at the end of this year, so that by the time 2 years passes on my current house, I can move out into a next one, because I constantly want to take advantage of that 2-year rule.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in a single house for 3 years just because of that. To be honest.
Yeah, freaking taxes, bro. Well, do you have any crypto?
No.
You don't play with crypto?
No. Well, actually, I bought $500 worth of Bitcoin, like 46,000.
$500 worth of Bitcoin at 46,000.
Yeah.
Bitcoin?
So I was on a call with my manager, and he's like, "Do you have Bitcoin?" I'm like, "No," and he's like, "You should buy some." I said, "Okay." But like, I don't really mess with stocks or crypto.
Yeah. No, stocks are. Yeah. No, I like crypto, not stocks. So.
Dude, the thing that I don't like about crypto, and obviously I'm comparing it to real estate because you're talking about investing and multiplying money, which is like let's take the number 50,000. If I go and put 50,000 into my market, that would provide me with about $700 a month in profit, or cash flow. And appreciation's nothing really, but with the little bit of appreciation and with the principal pay down on the loan, I'm gonna net probably about $1,000 a month on that property, from 50 grand. And after, like I said, after 15 years, after 30 years, I'll be able to pull more money out of that property just because of the loan pay down and the appreciation. So I can invest that 50 grand right now, and no, I'm not going to turn it into $100 million like you could have with Bitcoin if you invested a few years ago. But that 50 grand is going to still remain valued at 50 grand. Like the value of that money is not going to go down, but it's going to keep on paying me for the rest of my life, or until I sell the property. And I feel like if, let's say you buy Bitcoin at 10 grand and it goes up to 30, and you pull out and you make 20 grand profit, that's cool. But that's not something that you can replicate over and over. Bitcoin would have to you'd have to sell at 30, and then it would have to go back down to 10, and then go back up to 30 for you to really like profit anything.
Have you ever heard of proof of stake?
No.
Do you know what mining is? Bitcoin mining?
Proof of stake?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, so proof of work and proof of stake. It's two. They're similar things, but they're different concepts. So in crypto, when you want to make a transaction to someone, somebody has to validate the transaction, and people do that. There's people called miners. That's you heard the term mining Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they have all this computing power, and they solve these equations and validate transactions. That's mining, proof of mining. The issue with mining is that it's high in energy consumption, which kind of goes against what the whole crypto community wants to do. They want to be
they got like these big ass computers.
Yeah, they want to go away and make it all like internet. Proof of stake is a newer technology that was kind of developed to you can use your stake in a currency and use that and then forfeit your stake to the network. So nobody has control of it except the network, and it's like not like anyone can do anything. But then based on how much of the currency you own, you have a higher percentage chance of getting chosen to validate transactions. And then you can get a percentage of the transaction fee. So it's passive income with cryptocurrency. So that's what I do. And it sounds like a big pyramid scheme, but it's actually not, because if you think about it, I have a considerable amount of currency here. And so I get chosen to validate more transactions in the network because there's thousands of transactions a day or whatever. And in order for one transaction to happen, it's still peer-to-peer, but they're still going to have to pay, right? I'm still going to have to pay you. Even if I want to send you $100 million in Bitcoin, I'm still going to have to pay like $5, $10 or whatever it is, you know? And so whoever validates that transaction gets a part of it. And I validate it, so I get a part of it. So it's passive income with crypto.
You get paid in crypto?
Yeah, I get paid in the token.
So what's your average profit on that deal? Percentage? Like if somebody is buying, let's say $100,000 in Bitcoin.
Well, you can't stake Bitcoin, but you can stake other things. You can stake Ethereum now.
Okay.
But I stake something way more low key.
Okay, so let's say it is 100,000 and you validate the deal. What do you take?
For the coin that I'm staking right now, if I had 100,000 of those coins, I would be making 4,000 coins a month, which comes out to about $30,000 a month in passive income at the current price.
If you had how many coins?
100,000 coins.
How much is it per coin?
Like $5 something, between $5 and $6.
So you would you'd be basically $500,000 in.
No, because I bought the coin a while ago. If you bought it now.
Yeah, so if you bought it now, you'd be $500,000 in, and you'd be making $30K a month.
If you bought it now, if you bought 100,000, you'd be 500,000, and then you had 100,000 coins staked, you'd be getting, it's about 54% APR, which deflates over time. So no, you'd be making 250,000 a year, and then that divided by 12.
Yeah, so that's like 20.
Yeah.
That's like not bad though.
Yeah.
Especially considering you don't have, like, if you are comparing it to real estate, you're not dealing with tenants.
You don't deal with any. Yeah, it's just passive
You're not
income.
dealing with property.
Yeah, it's
pretty solid. It's pretty solid.
And that's at the current value. So if the coin goes up, then you're making more. Because right, if it goes, let's say something happens and it goes to 10, all of that just doubled for the same amount of invested. All of that just doubled.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. That's also like what's the downside in that though?
Well, the coin could drop in value. But if you don't sell, or if you're collecting your rewards, your coins, your tokens, and the coin goes down in value, and then
you make less of a percentage.
Well, but see, the thing is you're still getting the same amount of coins. Okay, right? So you're getting a percentage per year, per month, per minute, per second of how much you have staked every second of every day. And you're still getting those coins, but the thing that changes how much money you're making in passive income in USD is the value of the coin. So if the value goes down, you're making less. And if the value goes up, you're making more. But the amount of tokens you're getting is the same. It's always the exact same. So if you just let your tokens build up and then wait until the price comes back up for whatever reason, because it fluctuates, well then that whole time you were making 40,000 a month.
So you make essentially 54% yearly, right?
Yes.
On the money.
Mm-hmm.
How do we buy it?
54% and it deflates. And then, because 54% APR sounds retarded, like nobody.
Yeah.
But that number will come down. It will forever deflate. And then while that does, the amount of transactions, because of the project, we hope that the amount of transactions goes up. We hope the company grows, the crypto, because it's a company, it's a network. And so the amount of transactions goes up and then the fees go up. So it's like they're working inverse, if that makes, you understand that?
Yeah, that sounds good. Like, I think that's the main reason I haven't bought crypto is because it's not like, for me, I haven't seen it as a gift that keeps on giving. Like, you make a bet that a crypto is going to go up. And then if you want to cash out, like let's say you make a good bet and you want to cash out on that bet, then you lose the asset. Whereas like with real estate, if you cash out, you can just do a cash out refinance and keep the asset and keep your profits.
Yeah, it's true. Real estate is a more widely known and probably much safer.
But if cryptos start paying out APR.
They do. Ethereum, you can stake Ethereum. I'm pretty sure that's a thing now. Yeah, I was on the wait list to stake Ethereum. So if you're bullish on the whole crypto idea, if you think that, if you believe in it and it's going to be part of used in the future, you can start validating blockchain transactions and getting paid for it.
Yeah, I don't think it's debatable that it's the future right now.
It is going to be the future.
Yeah,
I think so.
I don't think it's that debatable right now. Like some people think it's not going to be, and I don't really see how. There's too many good things about it.
Well, it's very convenient.
Yeah, I think the worst thing about it right now, honestly, is like the volatility.
Yeah.
Which, like, in the future, as it becomes less of like a get-rich-quick thing, it'll go away.
It will.
And then putting money in Bitcoin, accepting payment in Bitcoin, all these different things.
I think we'll see Bitcoin at 100 grand next year.
Probably.
Either this time next year, because I expect a huge correction.
Get me in on the 54%.
Okay. Hold on. We'll talk about it after. What was it? Yeah, okay. So you buy crypto. Let's use Tesla's example. They bought 1.5 bill. Let's say they buy it at 40 grand.
Yeah, they can depreciate it, right?
Yeah. So if it goes down, we lost money.
Yeah.
No taxes. If it goes up to before 40K, it's
no
not
tax.
Yeah, it's not counted as
Which
income.
is like, if you're a company like Tesla, it's pretty awesome.
People are like, oh, Tesla bought Bitcoin because they're like bullish on crypto. It's like, it was a win-win either way. They don't lose in that scenario.
Yeah.
I think they have more wiggle room now.
Well, they just have the money, right? So if the money's just going to sit in a bank account either way, they might as well take advantage of the taxes.
You're also hedging your bets against the dollar.
Yeah. And like, if you think about it, let's say they are very bullish on it. They're selling their Teslas for what, 50 grand, 30 grand now? I don't even know the price on them.
Between 30, starting at like 35 for like the base.
If they take 50 grand through Bitcoin and then it goes up to 100 or 200 or 500, then they're going to be making a shitload of money.
Yeah. Well, two things. After they bought it, they were up like 700 million in like 2 weeks on their investment.
Well, yeah, but that was like that. They did that because they bought it.
Yeah, that's
true.
I mean? If they would have sold it, then that would have caused a huge sell off. But
do you think they were even legally allowed to sell off?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Because I thought about it. Like if you're gonna pump,
you mean if like after announcing that they bought Bitcoin and then it goes up and then you sell it? That's probably market manipulation.
Yeah, they probably had contracts that said that they weren't able to liquidate.
Yeah, that's probably market manipulation. Because
I think if anybody, especially Elon Musk, buys 1.5 billion of anything, it's gonna go up. Yeah. Just because people want to,
people worship Elon.
Elon knows something we don't.
Yeah.
So now we want to buy everything.
Yeah. They landed the Starship. Did you see that? Do you watch SpaceX? Are you up to date with that stuff?
No, not really. No. I see it on my feed here and there, but
they landed the Starship.
Would you go to Mars?
Dude,
stop lying, you would.
But hey, maybe in our lifetimes we'll figure out how to live past 100. But honestly, I'd probably want to die past. I don't want to live that long.
I saw an article on a space hotel that would basically, you fly to space, they land you on like this big ship.
That's happening soon, right?
Yeah, I think
it spins.
I mean, they said 2027, but I don't believe that shit.
Yeah, we were supposed to have flying cars last year.
Yeah, it'll happen when it happens. But I mean, if I was like terminally ill, like if the doctor is like, okay, you're gonna die in like 3 months, I'd probably just send it. Because like you're kind of going there, you'll probably land there fine, but like how are you supposed to have a good time knowing that there's a chance you won't be able to make it back? I wouldn't be able to. Yeah,
well, let's hope that never happens. Maybe one day we can just go out of leisure.
Also, the tickets, like, how much would that be per night?
$250,000, something like that. Yeah, it's like you find like a deal on Google Ads. I'm running the ads. It's like save 30% on your book space hotel.
Yeah, it'd just be like, hey, $3 million, you can come spend a week in space
from $170,000 per night.
That would be crazy though.
for a twin bed.
I can already picture like the Instagram models posting like, you know, an ass pic posing in front of the big window that's showing the Earth. Like, spending the week at the space hotel.
Fuck that. Hopefully Instagram dies before that ever happens. Oh, I hate Instagram.
Instagram is, I don't know, they're smart. Like, they came in and took over Snapchat. Now they're coming for TikTok, which I don't think they're going to gain market over TikTok. They're also coming for Clubhouse now. Have you seen? I don't remember if it was Facebook or Instagram, but there was something. Obviously, they're the same thing. But I got a notification on my feed that said we're introducing rooms.
Rooms.
Dude,
they're fucking just copycats.
Yeah, they just copy everybody, and they already have the the user base. So I think they probably will. Like, if Instagram puts together what Clubhouse has, I think Instagram will win.
Well, do you think Clubhouse is that? I feel like that was just a big bubble kind of
hype train.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hype thing.
I mean, cool. I haven't used it, but I think the idea of like being able to essentially go live and have people butt in.
Maybe over time it'll kind of grow, but it was kind of really overhyped.
It's kind of scary to me going live with like a bunch of strangers having a conversation.
Yeah, what if they just like say some shit?
Yeah, and then to utilize it for, business, lead generation, stuff like that. Like, I think it would be great for personal stuff. Like, if you just wanted to hop into like a watch group chat and just talk watches, I think that would be really good. But when you look at it from a business perspective, like, how do you promote a business through a room? Be kind of iffy.
Well, definitely adds a level of transparency.
Yeah. I think if the businesses don't follow, I don't think the people will. Like, imagine Twitter without Elon Musk.
Yeah, it'd be pretty boring.
Or Donald Trump. Like, you need the...
Well, we don't have that anymore.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Fucking got banned. That's a whole story. Yeah. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't even know who to like anymore.
You can't just do shit like that. You can't just restrict people from selling their fucking AMC stock, okay? You can't do that, Vlad.
Dude, that scared me.
Yeah,
I didn't even own any stock. Like, I didn't own any stock at that time, and I saw the notification on my Robinhood app, like, you can't buy or sell AME, or I don't even remember what they were.
AMC, GME, Naked.
Yeah, but I was like, wow, that is fucked up.
I was really pissed. Dude, it's so shitty, bro. It's Google, Robinhood got like 100,000 one-star reviews in like 2 hours on Google, and then Google just deleted them all. Like, okay, why? Like, because we're pissed? Yeah, we deserve, like, we have every right to be pissed. Yeah, but thank God that's, whatever, that's over.
If my profits were reliant on me being able to sell at that moment, I would, nah.
Even if you sued Robinhood, it'd be a fraction.
Yeah, like, what would you even do?
You sue them, and then you can go put your thumb in your ass when nothing happens. Because you have no power.
Yeah, that really scared me away from Robinhood, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, you should, if anyone's listening, you should delete Robinhood immediately. You should go to Webull. I mean, even though Webull was restricting, but they unrestricted way faster.
Wait, say that again? Webull was restricting?
They were restricted. They did restrict after Robinhood, and then they allowed before Robinhood. There's more to the story. I'm not really too sure.
Yeah, but like Webull did it after Robinhood, so they're not as guilty, right?
Yeah, and the whole vision of Webull is a lot more like what their statement when they said like unrestrict is like, we started out as like wanting the app to be for the people and like to just have them like have control over everything that they'd want, and that's why we unrestricted it. They probably restricted it because everyone restricted it, and they're like, oh shit. And then they were like, you know what, fuck that. We should just let the people make their own decisions if they want to pump the shit out of stocks. And
I mean, I heard that there was a lack of supply on the back end.
Well, yeah, because when you make a trade, it's not like that's executing immediately. Yeah. You have to get it from the pool that they have, and so obviously there's a lot of demand that they weren't expecting. Yeah. So that makes sense.
Bro, they should have better systems to, like, instead of just saying like, hey, we're going to stop you from buying and selling, they should have better systems to like say like, hey, you can buy and sell, but it's going to take an extra week. Or like, it's going to take a few days to close.
What do you mean? Like, you have to keep your position open for a few days?
Yeah. Like, you would buy it right now, but they
You can't
aren't
sell
able
it.
to.
Okay.
Well, because you would buy it, but they can't fulfill it for 3 days, essentially, is what happened. And they got scared.
Yeah, well, with crypto, there's no problems like this.
Well, people were buying crypto through Robinhood.
There's a whole list of other problems too. Yeah, but if you Robinhood's the shady part of the deal there.
It's actually really incredible what Robinhood did. Like, I remember back when I was, spent that year learning about stocks, like E-Trade was that was the big dog of the internet brokerage. And then Robinhood came in and just sliced them up like they were ham.
Dude, Robinhood is just so much more like user friendly.
Yeah, and they did no fees. Like, actually, I think the way that they grew their businesses is really nice.
Use Webull.
Webull's doing the same thing.
I like Webull.
But like they're having more struggles though, because E-Trade was brutal. Like, they had $10 to $15 fees on every single trade.
Yeah. I remember E-Trade too.
Yeah.
And that was more like catered to like older people, but
I used E-Trade because they had it was Investopedia. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah.
They had like this fake stock market with fake money, and it was like
real paper trading.
Is that what that's called?
Where you trade with fake money?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had that, and it was like the only company that did it, and that's how I
Investopedia or Investo? What did you say?
It was Investopedia. It's like encyclopedia, but it was Investopedia.
I was doing that in high school. I was paper trading. I thought I was like super smart.
Yeah, I never made, like, I learned in that moment that I'm not a very risky person, because like even with fake money, I wouldn't make big risks.
You're like, I don't know. I don't want to lose all this fake money.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny.
That's another reason I think I would suck at crypto, because I can't hold on. It messes with me way too much. Like, I bought 190,000 Dogecoin for 500, and I sold it like 10 minutes later for 500.
Oh, you bought 100? Okay, I thought you meant 190 grand worth of Dogecoin, and I was like, holy shit.
No, like this was when it was a fifth of a penny, so it was like 0.002, and it was being pumped by TikTokers. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna buy it. And then the second I bought it, I got hella cold feet, and I just dipped out. Fun fact though, if I held it, it would be worth 10,000 right now.
Dude,
which is stupid.
I have a fun fact about this actually. So Dogecoin has been pumped in the past, and it's obviously a joke. Before Elon ever tweeted about it and people were pumping it on TikTok, I was shorted Dogecoin with an exchange. I shorted about 250,000 Dogecoins.
That was fucked.
And
should not have done that.
No, because listen, Dogecoin was like 500% up in a week, and I was like, this is dumb. This is easy money.
Oh, you shorted it when it was being pumped, like at the top.
Yeah, okay. I was like, this is dumb, bro. Like, this is gonna go back down, and it was. And my position, if to go back to where it was before all the hype, I would have made about $6,000. Mm-hmm. And well, Elon tweeted about it, and then he tweeted about it again and again and again and again. And I was basically negative 11,000 on my short position. Mm-hmm. And
what happens?
That sucked.
What happens in that situation? By the way,
so in a short position, I don't know if this is how it is. It's probably not, but with the exchange I was using, every hour they're going to take a fee because you have to pay to hold a short position. So every hour I was losing about $4.
Jesus.
Yeah, and so I was like, I'm down a lot of money. I'm losing a lot of money. I need to get out of this now. And I went from being positive 2,000 on my trade to being negative 11,000 in just a couple days.
Yeah, but like $4 an hour is not that bad.
It's okay. It's not that bad, but if you're in that position for like a week or two, then that's going to start adding up to like $1,000, $2,000.
Still not that bad.
Well, you're losing it for no reason. It's just fees.
But like, if you believed that Dogecoin was going to go down, do you think Elon Musk can maintain Doge?
Now because of how much hype it has and the positive sentiment, no, I don't want to mess with it whatsoever. I don't think it'll go down quite to as cheap as it was before. I think there's so many people right now that have it, and even though it's going to go down and they're going to be at a loss, they're not going to sell it because they're at a loss. I think people are going to hold on to it. One, but also think about it. Remember when I said my bag opportunity was about $5,000, right? Mm-hmm. Now that is going to go. That's lower because more people are interested in it. And these fees are going to add up. So if I was like, okay, one day maybe if it goes back down to what I think in like 2 months, I would my fees would be thousands of dollars. I would barely even make any money.
Yeah.
And then I'm also risking it going higher. So I was just like, I want to fucking get out of this.
That's kind of the situation Michael Burry was in.
With with the real estate. Yeah, and then it came back down, and I sold at a $3,000 loss.
Yeah, he was like, bro, he was on the brink of not being able to pay the premiums anymore.
Like 2 months or something.
He would have been so screwed, and it happened like at such a good moment, and he waited, like he was so early onto it.
Yeah,
like
he was.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
A year and a half earlier than anybody else caught on.
That's a good movie. I really like that movie.
Like hundreds of millions of dollars in fees that he paid.
The premium, yeah.
And he was holding on. Like, that's the definition of holding on.
But he was up, life. What was it up? Like 400 billion or something?
No, he was.
Like 4 trillion?
I think he had a position of 1.2 billion.
1.2 billion. So, and then what was his profit on that when he sold his position then?
I don't remember.
It was a lot though. Yeah. He made his investors like 400 mil or something. I don't know.
Yep.
But he made a couple $1 billion. Yeah. Well, so I don't mess with Dogecoin. But no, crypto has been good though. Crypto has been good so far.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. We've been going for like an hour and 10 minutes.
Have we?
I think so. Cameras are dying. Hands are sweating. Do you have anything else you want to say? Anything you want to talk about?
No, I'm good.
Anything you want to promote?
No. Follow my YouTube.
I'll invoice you for that. Where can they find you on YouTube, Instagram?
Well, if they just look up Noah Brewer, I'll come up.
Or you can just go to my channel and just wait for the ad to come on.
Yeah. You can find me on YouTube. If you visit my channel a single time in the past 540 days, I will retarget you until you die. No shame.
Sounds about right. How many impressions has the ad got?
Which one?
Wire no dropshippers, that one.
About 2 million.
Okay. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Look forward to seeing you move and make bigger moves.
Thanks for having me. And if anybody stayed during this podcast this long, thanks.